Chapter 4. The question no one asked. Tension did not arrive all at once. It thickened, slow and sour, like something left too long in the sun. Larissa had been the first to stop pretending nothing was wrong. Elizabeth followed quickly, her outrage quieter but sharper, each look she leveled at Gita carrying the weight of judgment. To Elizabeth, Gita's choice had been reckless, selfish, even. Rules existed for a reason. Order, however fragile, had kept them alive. Charlotte stood alone on the other side of the fire, her loyalty unshaken. She defended Gita without raising her voice, as if volume alone might fracture what little unity remained. Miriam refused to take a side at all. She listened, eyes distant, hands busy with small, repetitive tasks that suggested she was somewhere else entirely. Gita felt the betrayal keenly. She had not meant to divide them. Guilt pressed just as hard as anger. She knew she should have consulted the group, should have slowed down and thought, but the moment had not allowed for deliberation. The decision had been made with her body before her mind could catch up. Voices rose and fell. Accusations circled the cabin like smoke, stinging, unavoidable. Each of them dug deeper into her own certainty, defending her position as if it were a shoreline against a rising tide. No one asked the most obvious question. Not that day. Not as the argument stretched on, raw and exhausting. Not even when silence finally replaced shouting and the Cold War began. Meals eaten separately, glances avoided, movements stiff with restraint. It took nearly a full day before Charlotte said it aloud. Why was there a woman in the woods at all? The room stilled. It wasn't winter. The air still carried the damp promise of spring, the earth soft but not yet generous. It wasn't time. New women did not arrive this early. What if they're sending them early this time? Charlotte asked carefully. Who is they? Larissa demanded. The word hung between them, heavy with everything they had learned not to say. No one answered. They all knew better. They had learned it from Miriam. The few times she had ever spoken with clarity, real, unmistakable certainty, had been when someone tried to guess at what was happening beyond the woods. Any attempt to question their situation, to complain about it, to pry meaning from their isolation had met the same response. Miriam would leave, without argument, without explanation. She would gather her things and disappear into the trees, climbing high and refusing to come down. She slept above them, tied to branches, returning only in daylight. Sometimes she stayed away for days. Once, nearly a week. The others believed it was trauma. Gita did not. Fear lived in Miriam's movements, sharp, practiced, urgent. This was not retreat. It was avoidance of something precise. Elizabeth had noticed the pattern years ago. She was the one who stopped asking questions, who gently but firmly convinced the younger girls to do the same. The tragedies stopped after that. Or at least, fewer things went wrong. Enough comfort followed to make silence feel like safety. For almost 3 years, the unspoken rule held. Until Larissa broke it, Miriam reacted instantly. She did not speak. She did not look at any of them. She packed food with mechanical efficiency, folded her blankets tight, took her spear and rope. Her hands did not shake. The rope went around her waist. She ran. By the time they reached the edge of the clearing, Miriam was already climbing. She secured herself high in the branches, tying the rope with practiced knots. From there, she lowered a jar into the stream below, letting it fill. She would only come down at high noon, briefly, only for necessity. The girls begged her to stay. This time, it did not matter. Elizabeth's stare cut straight through Larissa, and then Gita, holding them both responsible. Whatever protection Miriam provided, whatever knowledge she carried, was now withdrawn. The work she had done quietly, consistently, without praise, was suddenly theirs to finish. The day dragged on, punishing and unrelenting. Tasks took longer without Miriam's steady presence. Mistakes crept in. The light shifted, lengthened, then thinned. Miriam did not return. It's her way, Elizabeth said, though her voice softened as she wrapped an arm around Charlotte, who kept glancing toward the trees. Charlotte did not want to leave her there overnight. Larissa volunteered to stay awake, to keep watch. It was a good thing she did. Because sometime after night fully settled, after the forest had gone quiet in that listening way, it happened. A knock. 3 sharp raps against the cottage door. Someone was standing outside. This concludes Chapter 4. Please like, share and subscribe for more diverse content. WHO do you think is at the door?